As a small business owner, Newcastle's Janice Musamechi has her fair share of stressful workdays. But it wasn't until last year that she realised she'd developed an unhealthy way of coping with the pressure.
I was a stress eater and COVID didn't help. I was just eating for eating's sake. So constantly eating biscuits, cakes, chocolate, junk food in the pantry. So junk food was giving me instant gratification after a hard day at work, but it really was stealing from my future.
Janice is far from the only Australian to overindulge in junk food. Research from the CSIRO reveals that 4 out of 5 Aussies are eating 5 servings of discretionary foods and beverages a day. That's twice the recommended intake.
So by definition, discretionary foods and beverages are those that are high in added sugars, saturated fat and salt, and also alcohol. So I think Australians, if we say junk foods, we might think of takeaways and soft drinks. We don't really think about those savoury pies and pasties, biscuits, muesli bars, processed meats, and they're probably the ones that we have and we don't realise, and that's sort of how we get to 5 serves a day. Overconsumption of risk nutrients such as saturated fat, added sugars and salt really increases our risk of chronic diseases such as diabetes and heart disease. And also the energy density of these foods increases our risk of weight gain longer term.
Like many people, Adelaide's Cherie Johns didn't realise the impact her junk food habits were having on her body until a recent health scare put things in perspective.
I'd had a sore knee and I'd gone to the doctor to see, why it was sore. I knew I was overweight and I was blaming menopause, and the doctor said to me I was bordering on being morbidly obese. I thought I was overweight, not close to being morbidly obese. So yeah, it was a huge wake-up call for me to have to totally change my lifestyle and my way of eating.
To help all Australians take better care of their health, earlier this year, the CSIRO launched a free online tool that analyses users' junk food intake.
The junk food analyser asks people to report how often and how much of the different discretionary foods and beverages they have.
It was surprising when I went through the analyser because I was thinking junk food was the fast food places, but I wasn't thinking about the biscuits. I wasn't thinking about the soft drinks.
Once they've completed the questionnaire, the junk food analyser shows users which categories they're overindulging in and presents them with strategies to improve their daily diet without giving up their favourite treats.
We don't think it's very useful to tell people to just eliminate these foods. I think there's a place for these foods within a healthy diet. It's about having small amounts and occasionally. The trouble is we have large portions and we have them too often. So we're asking people to think about the frequency with which they consume discretionary foods and beverages. Can they have slightly less? What are they going to be able to do to reduce their junk food today, tomorrow and for many years to come?
Knowing what I know now about junk food and healthy eating habits, I feel more well equipped to live a healthier lifestyle. The hardest thing for me was I was totally thoughtless about food. So the junk food analyser still allows me to indulge, but I can be more mindful about what I'm actually putting into my body.
I did hit my target weight of 69.4 kilograms and my knee's a lot better. I've got a bit more bounce into my step. Yeah, and I just feel really amazing.
As part of the analyser, the data that we get, we are going to look at strategies that people are willing to try, and that's what's really going to inform our next step in terms of research. We want to develop programs that really help people to implement strategies that they think are going to work. It's the #1 issue affecting diet quality for all Australians, and so it's really important that we get on top of it.